Hi everyone, it's Max here, and welcome back to the part 2 of Amazon FBA Reselling for Beginners crash course, where I'm going to be going over about the supplies and all the sourcing tools that I'm currently using, and then what I basically will recommend you in order to start your own Amazon business. But first, I would like to mention that this entire video series is for educational purposes only. I also wanted to go back and touch on a couple of things that I feel like I should have mentioned it better in my first part of the series. And if you stuck around, thank you so much, and let's begin. In case you might be wondering, and I didn't really explain in my previous part of the video, is why am I creating all these videos for free? And what's in it for me? Because actually I'm not getting paid to create any of these courses, as you realize. I've been saying that this entire series is going to be entirely free and I'm not charging a single penny for it. And the main reason is because I'm in quite a number of different Facebook groups, and I realized that there are these common questions that reoccur over and over that I noticed that a lot of beginners, including myself when I started, have a lot of questions. And it seems like some people will try to address these questions, and then they're kind of forgotten, and then some new Amazon sellers hops in and then they ask the same question over and over again. So my hope is for you to be able to take away all these video series and hopefully have more clarity towards starting or running your own Amazon business. And my second reason is I'm simply really salty about this. So because sometimes I write a really honest comments and I even criticize some other group admins if I feel like they're not being fair about certain things. So I'm not going to mention any groups in particular, but one of the groups I actually got kicked out because I actually simply wrote the fact that the group admins, or the creator of the groups, was basically just upselling courses to people, creating a lot of FBA links, which there's nothing wrong with that. But the information that he's giving out and the supplier list that I even made a purchase from him, supplier list as in wholesale supplier, he's charging so much money for, and it's not even worth it. I actually made a purchase in the past when I first started this business as well, and there's one out of 40 wholesale supplier lists that are considered Amazon reselling FBA worthy, kind of like that. And the rest of them, honestly, you can just Google it up. Anyone can find those, and they're not even worth it, because soon I'm going to be showing you everything, but there are a lot of products that you can't sell on Amazon, either for profit or you're restricted, or blah blah blah. There's a lot of many reasons, but there are a lot of profitable products to be able to sell on Amazon. I just get annoyed with the fact that even honestly, I've been in some webinar that wasted an hour only to realize that they're trying to sell a course to you. I actually recently listened into how to sell on Amazon FBA as a Canadian to the States, and then I only to realize that they're going to charge you $1,000 for a course or something like that. But anyways, I'm going really off topic here, so I'm going to be continuing on. So yeah, what's in it for me? I'm simply someone who's lost that job, and then I figured out how to make money online, and specifically on Amazon, and here I am, wanted to share it to you guys, free content. And some of the things that I should have mentioned in the last video, and I'm sure you're gonna have this question once you sign up on an Amazon account, is between individual versus professional accounts. So individual accounts, specifically in Canada, I think in the States it costs about $39.99, and for Canadians, signing up on Amazon.ca is $29.99. And so when should you register for a professional account as opposed to individual accounts? Well, it's very simple. When you first start with individual accounts, because there's no monthly subscription or fee or whatever they call it, of $29 or $39, but instead you'll be charged based on the per unit amount sold. So I think in Canada, if I was gonna sell, I don't know, this product here, for instance, it will cost I'm just gonna make it up, right? Let's say this product cost me $8 per bottle, and then I'm selling for 20, and I'm making, I don't know, $4 profit margin or something like that. And it will cost me additional $1.50 to sell on Amazon per unit. So you just have to work out a basic math here. So if in my case, if I'm selling more than 20 units consistently, then you would definitely want to switch over to professional account, because it's a flat fee of whatever X amount. Like, I don't know in UK at all. Like, Brits, like, you guys speak like foreign language to me. I don't know anything about Amazon UK. I'm so sorry. But I think the concept is there and it's the same. So just look it up to where your facilitator marketplace is and then figure out from there. And the second question that I should have addressed better in the last video is how much money can you expect to make for selling on Amazon? So in this example, I'm going to consider a $1,000 investment. From my personal experience, you want to sell, especially when you start with lower cash flow, I tend to try to find products that are over 50% ROI or in return on investment. And I'll go over in details when we actually get into the sourcing video, which is going to be coming up next. But you can expect to make around 20 to 25% profit margins on average. So some wholesale products, I even go as low as 15%. Some other products, I have made over 40 to 50% profit margins. But when you really average out, and you can ask any Amazon sellers, they'll probably make around 20 to 25%. If we take into account all the sourcing tools, I'm using Amazon Repricer, which is like an AI algorithm where they just reprice everything for me. So those cost money, sourcing tool costs money, supply costs money, prep center costs money. So yeah, you really can think about, you're going to make around 20 to 25%. So for the sake of the math, let's just say if you invest $1,000 initially, try to aim for a $200 profit in return on this $1,000. And then what you do from here is entirely up to you. If you're thinking of this business as a side hustle, you can always pull out those $200 profit and then just, I don't know, go buy some nice dinner or like whatever you do with it. Like, it's really up to you. Go travel, do something. But I'm gonna be going over in terms of more from a perspective of a business, because I want to grow this $1,000 exponentially. That's how I really started like kicking off my business. Is I consistently invest over and over. So someone else, like another more veteran like Amazon sellers, did a like a survey, and they said most people don't actually pull out their money until after 12 to 18 months. So you can expect to basically work for free 12 to 18 months before you can really start to see the profits growing over and over, growing your inventory, growing your investment to the point where you can consistently starting to pull out profits from your business. And as for full disclosure, I have not even pulled out a single penny from my business since I started, because I actually wanted to grow this into a multi 6-7 figure business before I start to pull out a couple $1,000s for my living expense or something. So you definitely want to reserve a lot of cash on the sideline if you wanted to do this full time, or just maintain another full-time job, do another part-time, and try to run this business in Tello until you feel like you reach a point where you can really quit your job and then just go on from here. Or if you don't have a job already like me, then yeah, just give it a go. And like, you might think I'm actually really good at math, but to be honest, and my friends would know as well, is that I really suck at math. I'm not good at math at all. Like, I even forgot like most of the things I learned from high school. But honestly, what you need to be good at, instead of being good at math, is to really understand the numbers. So like, numbers could be like, it just has to make sense to you when you look at something. Like, if you're buying like the example I gave of a product that costs $8 and you sell it for 20s, it just has to make sense to you, like how you take into account of all these prep service fee, shipping to Amazon and all the stuff, and how much money you will make, and be accurate into numbers as opposed to being very smart at calculating math. Because honestly, you can do anything on Excel nowadays, and you can just set up formula to calculate anything for you. And like, I'll show you the sourcing tools I've been using, and it calculates all the profit margins for me. It calculates my ROI percentage and everything. So really, you don't need to be good at it. You just need to not be bored looking at numbers, because you're going to be looking at tons and tons of data. And yeah, so, and the second thing I do want to mention before moving on to today's topic is don't give up too easily, because I've been there as well where, sorry, I have to take a quick pause because my throat is really dry. But anyways, you're going to be making tons of mistakes, and other sellers, including myself, even when we have started quite a long time ago, have also made a lot of mistakes as well into buying brands that are restricted and all those jazz. Like, yeah, like don't give up too easily, and you will really see the results once you keep going with it. Unlike anything else in life, the more you learn, the more you become proficient at something, and the more you can achieve whatever goals you wanted to do. So now going over to the supplies, and that's also the reason why I said in my previous video part is that you're going to probably be needing $1,000 to start, is because you need to buy all these upfront cost supplies, such as a printer, which you can pick up used ones for quite cheap on the marketplace. You're also going to be needing an Amazon labels as well as a UPS label. So Amazon label, it looks like this one that's on the I screenshot on the right here, where it will identify that this is your product and only your product, because every product that you buy in the market, here, this is what looks like the Amazon label barcode. So I have it here. Every product comes with something called a UPC barcode, which is a universal barcode, but you wanted to Amazon fulfillment center to identify that this is only your product, and by sticking on this FN SKU, which is the Amazon barcode, they'll know that it's your product. And UPS labels obviously is to basically ship the products, the entire box, off to the UPS so that it will get sent to the different fulfillment center. So those are all essentials. And you're also going to be needing packing tapes, because I don't know how you run a business for an e-commerce that packs products without packing tapes. That's pretty obvious. And lastly, you're going to be needing moving boxes. Although if you're doing online arbitrage, like you can get them for free, because like these ones just I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but they just basically keep shipping me stuff and I keep reusing them over and over, so I never really run out of boxes in that sense. And something to keep in mind is that all the moving boxes need to be under 25 inches on all sides. So if it's over 25 inches by just even little bits, you might get dinged for, or you might have to label it like heavy lifting or something, and the fees will be different, or I can't remember exactly what it is, but just keep it under 25 inches, and also keep it under 50 pounds. I think it converts to like 22.5 kilo, because if you go over that, yeah, it'll be considered a different price, different fee or something like that. I don't remember exactly, I just really follow this rules like religiously. And lastly, you're going to be needing weighing scale. So I'm sure you probably have in your bathroom as well. You can use that to, if you don't want to buy a brand new one, it's just to weight yourself and then carry the box and weight it again and then take the differences. You can do that as well. I'm using a Bluetooth weighting scale where it just gives me the information without having to, because the boxes are so big for the weighting scale, you won't be seeing the reading, the analog reading. So Bluetooth weighting scale works well. Or the ones that I have in this photos, it's actually more of the commercial ones that you see in like FedEx, like shipping center or something like that. And for those of you who are doing retail arbitrage, where especially if you're buying clearance products come with like this, like, you know, those yellow clearance bar like labels and all this stuff, and it's really, really sticky. So a way around that is to use mini heat gun. So I used to try to use the bigger heat guns that you can get from like Home Depot, and those don't work well, because if your product is wrapped in plastic or shrink wrap, the heat guns is way too strong and concentrated that it's just gonna destroy your shrink wrap, or even like the packaging itself. And also, I used to use hairdryer in the past, and I found out that the mini heat gun is way more effective for this purposes, and make sure it's only like around 200-300 watts or something. You can buy this on Amazon easily. And also, you want to use Scotty Peeler, which I actually, before I started this business, I have no idea what this is, and it just looks like something that you can find Home Depot, but they actually work a little bit different than one of those, because the way they design it is so that it's wedges right underneath the sticker. So what I typically do is use the mini heat gun to heat it up for a good 5 to 10 seconds, and then use the Scotty Peeler to wedge off the clearance barcode or whatever labels if you bought from Walmart or TJ Maxx or something like that. Just, you know, clean it up and makes it look very nice and clean. And if there's any sticky residue left over, use Goo Gone. It's probably like the best one to use for this purpose, or rubbing alcohol would probably work fine as well. Oh yeah, I did mention the moving box already. And some of the optional things that you may need is to get a clear round, like those circle dot labels. I have it like somewhere, I don't know where it is, but essentially what you use it for is, so in case you're selling beauty products like this, so some customers would think that if there's no like this clear sticky labels, like those circle dots on, that they will think that the product is used or been opened. But if once you stick this on, they never complain once. I have never heard a complaint that the product's been used if you just have this like dot labels on. This is just something I noticed, because they all seem to think that something is new, even though it's already new, just because there's those dot labels on. And the last thing that I recommend you to get, which works really well for me, is a barcode scanners, because if you're going to be scanning like hundreds and thousands of products, especially in stores, it really helps out a lot. But of course, if you're doing OA or if you're doing wholesale, you don't really need it. You could create listings using the barcode as well, which will help to speed up the process. But again, it's more necessary on doing retail arbitrage side. So in terms of sourcing tools, you got a couple of options here. So when I first started, I only really ever used an Amazon seller app, which I deeply regret, because there's a lot of information that they don't provide you on. So they'll provide you if the product is not restricted, if you're gated into certain categories of brand, which is probably why you want to keep checking the Amazon seller app as well. And then you want to pair if you just want to use the Amazon seller app, you want to pair it with Keepa. Keepa is basically this chart down here. Also, this is the desktop version, but there's also a mobile version as well, where it will tell you the price history of a particular product at any time of this listing being online. So it can go back as far as like a couple of years, and then you can look at the entire history of when it sells well. So sometimes certain toys, a Christmas item, for instance, that's probably a better example, it sells really, really well in Christmas times, and then in other times, the sales rank will probably raise up because no one really wants to buy a Christmas item during summer. That's just logical things. Now, you want to use a paid version of Keepa because they don't tell you the average sales rank with the free version. Or maybe this, I don't remember if they say the current sales rank time. I don't think they do, because I have the subscription, like the Keepa into the agent center. I'll mention it just a bit. But the seller app on Amazon seller app do provide those information, or even the website of the sales rank, but it doesn't provide you the average sales rank. So something that has been recently purchased by somebody could have a sales rank of 10,000, but in fact, this product could have been on average of sales rank of around 30 to 40,000. And that's not really a good product if the sales rank has such a large discrepancy in over time. So you always want to look at the average as opposed to at this moment, unless it's like a Christmas seasonal product, then it's kind of obvious that obviously the rank goes down for that reason. Now, the software I'm currently using is called AC Site from AgentZen. So why I prefer these software over using the Amazon app, even though I would say Amazon seller app scans way faster than these apps, because it takes a while, especially when you go out sourcing or if you're doing OA. Why I recommend over is because, so first of all, we see here, I'm using the actual example of a product I used to sell or something like that, is that you can type in the sales cost, and you can also enter in the buy cost, which will basically, they'll work it out for you based on the weight of the product, the dimension, how much it costs to pack and ship, blah, blah, blah. So now you see the actual profit of how much you can expect to make giving this information that you provided. And then the breakdown of the profit margins and the ROIs. And also it'll give you even a break-even cost, so you know that you don't want to sell below this price, because obviously you're going to lose money if you sell below the break-even cost. So why I prefer these type of software better is because, as you can see on the right here, it tells you a historical data on the bestseller ranking average by, in whatever time frame, you can actually even see more information, and like it has a Keepa subscription built into the software, so which is a plus, so you don't need to subscribe for Keepa separately. And it tells you the average price of the buy box. So you can see that, oh, right now there's not as many sellers, so the price has been rising, but also the sales rank has also been rising, which higher sales rank for Amazon isn't a good. The lower the sales rank, the more the product is being sold. And also, most importantly, they have the information above. So for this particular software, it doesn't say, but BuyBot Pro would actually just set it out. But this one shows as an icon where if it's green, it means that I'm allowed to sell certain products I might be eligible for, or this product is classified as a non-hazmat, which means that they don't contain any special chemicals and all this stuff that you have to ship. And I think you have to get unrestricted, I don't know what the term is called, to be able to sell hazmat, to join the hazmat program. And to be able to, you have to ship it to certain fulfillment center only, as opposed to shipping in the box with the rest of your products. So gets a bit complicated. We're not going to be doing any hazmat products because I don't like to do that myself. And also it shows an IP alert where IP is intellectual property, and you can see that whether this brand has been, maybe some other user have problems with using this brand, or maybe they got an IP complaints and all that stuff. So those are really important information to know. So other software that works really similar to AZ site is BuyBot Pro and Seller Amp. So BuyBot Pro, I used to use it, but it's the subscription on a monthly basis costs more, first of all. But one thing that's really nice is it gives you this index of up to 100 where they will work out for you of how much they feel confidence to buy this product. Although I feel like that's a bit subjective, because sometimes they could put the confidence score as low, but you might be able to ungate this particular product, and hence it will raise the confidence score because now you're allowed to sell it or something like that. Like, it just depends on your personal preference, really. Seller Amp, I've never tried it yet, but I heard many good things about it as well, which works. They all work similarly. That's, I guess, what I'm trying to say. But it's really up to you. And when you're starting out, maybe don't subscribe to any of them. Just run on a trial for all of them first. First of all, it saves you money, but also just trying out different tools just to see which one you like best before deciding to go with whatever ones that you like the most, I guess. There's also online sourcing software that's one of the most popular ones is Tactical Arbitrage. I personally don't like it, and the method I'm going to be teaching you are all manual sourcing, but still using the sourcing tools, but not like these like bots that scraping I don't know what they call like Tactical Arbitrage. But I'll show you like why I don't really like it in the sourcing video first before we get into the method that I'm currently using, because they have a lot of mismatch, and like a lot of searches are, it's like a love and hate relationship between me and using Tactical Arbitrage, because there's a lot of mismatch and the information that they provide, and I don't know, I just don't really like it. But I'll show you why. Like, it's better to show you rather than just trying to explain why I don't like it. I heard things about Arbitrage Hero as well. That's only in US and UK, I think, and I never tried because I'm only selling Canada right now, and they don't support it. And there's also like a lot of deal page where you just buy credits and sign up for deals that are like, it's like joining a pool where you like someone just source a product for you. But I never try to test any of these two. I'm just being really transparent with you. And I heard some stories about people saying that the price tanked because too many sellers hop onto the same listing, and I'm pretty sure that it's mostly coming from the deal page or using the Tactical Arbitrage and stuff like that. So it's really up to you. I'm just telling you that these options do exist and they're out there. And I said I have a love and hate relationship with these softwares because I actually found one of my best selling products through using Tactical Arbitrage. And I also found a lot of crappy products on Tactical Arbitrage. So maybe give it a try, because there are also trials for these as well. And yeah. Anyways, so the next part of this series is going to be really diving into my personal sourcing criteria. So what do I look for? So something like, how much profit margins would I expect to look for when I started and stuff like that. Obviously, I mentioned about the IP complaints, which is one of the biggest nightmare from many Amazon sellers. So I'm going to be going over those information and what you should really avoid, I guess, when sourcing products. And then I'm going to be going over the current method which I'm currently using, which is basically, just a hint, is reverse sourcing, where you basically find the profitable products on Amazon first through looking at different other sellers or different products, and then you go find the products. So this is different than product sourcing, is because most people traditionally, if they have Walmart, they would hop onto walmart.com or something and scrape through the data, whether you're using software or look on your own, and then buy the products. And then, check with Amazon to see if it's profitable, and then buy the products. But what I typically do, and I think this is way more effective for most people, and most people should do this, is to find profitable products first, and then go look for the supplier later, and then purchase the product. I have no idea why this is not a mainstream sourcing method for most people. But anyways, that's sort of what we're going to be going over next. And I haven't really figured out how I'm going to deliver the next video. Maybe I'm going to do it more like a semi-live recording, where I'm really going to walk you through exactly from the beginning, rather than just searching up the products ahead and then show you that this is profitable. I'm going to be doing it live, sit down with you for a day, and then just source the product together. And maybe I'll do a speed, what do you call that? Speed through or whatever. I can't think of a name right now. It's been a long day. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for the next part of this series. Thanks for watching.